Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao and this is One News Now. A former supporter of presidential candidate Isko Moreno is questioning the Manila mayor's recent tirades against Vice President Leni Robredo. In an interview with One News's Agenda, former DENR Assistant Secretary Romel Abesamis said they are having doubts about Moreno's real intentions in running for the presidency.
Panay ang banat kay Vice President Leni Robredo. Bakit ang binabanatan niya itong number 2? Ba't hindi banatan yung number 1? Tuloy, merong mga nagsasabi sa amin, baka iyan si Yorbe ay kandidato ng number 1.
Abesamis also said that Moreno's supporters are not being well utilized in campaigns. He also said that they did not lose their faith in Moreno. However, some supporters have the impression that his campaign appears to be heading nowhere.
Hindi lang naman yung pinaglalaban namin siya bilang kandidato, kundi sa nakikita namin kung may depresya itong campaign team, yung campaign namin, strategy. Mukhang wala. Kami mga volunteers, hindi kami nagagamit.
On the other hand, Moreno's camp says that the presidential candidate is just being himself in making remarks against Robredo. Moreno's campaign manager, Lito Banayo, told the chiefs that the only ones reacting negatively to Mayor Isko's statements are the supporters of Vice President Robredo.
Those who are really pink or yellow-pink, no? So, hindi yun ang market naman namin . So, it does not bother us in the sense that Isko Moreno is simply saying what he feels and what he thinks. No, he is, what you see is what you get. No fakery, no pretensions, no hypocrisy whatsoever.
Banayo also denied that their camp has had talks with a group of Bongbong Marcos. Some groups have speculated that Moreno has been targeting Vice President Robredo in order to help the unit team win the elections.
Wala naman kasing any conversation whatsoever between Ferdinand Marcos Jr. or even Mayor Inday Sara Duterte with Isko Moreno before or during the campaign. That is why it is not for us, no, to say anything as far as conversations or relationship between Marcos and Sara and Isko Moreno, no?
Meanwhile, the COMELEC First Division has dismissed the last disqualification case lodged against presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos for lack of merit. Marian Enriquez with the rest of the details.
In its ruling, COMELEC First Division concluded that there was no moral turpitude involved in Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s failure to file his income tax returns. The decision also stated that the petitioners are, quote, gravely mistaken for insisting that the former senator must be disqualified due to his sentence, which carries 3 years of imprisonment and a 30,000 fine. They pointed out that the Court of Appeals has already removed the imprisonment sentence and that they hold no power to change the CA's decision. Aside from this, the division also believes that Marcos Jr. is not disqualified from holding any public office. Although the case was junked, former COMELEC Chairman Christian Monsod, who is representing the petitioners, said that they will file a motion for reconsideration before the Bank. As for Marcos Jr., he was elated with the decision to junk the case. During his campaign in Occidental Mindoro on Wednesday, he said that this was a good development.
Of course, it's a good development, and we're happy that it happened before we came up with the accident.
The presidential candidate and his slate also held a grand rally at Lipa City in the afternoon. Provincial Governor Dodo Mandanas has earlier expressed support for the unit team.
Bumili ng tunay na maglilingkod sa bayan. Maka-Diyos, makatao, makabayan. Talagang nagkakaisa. At ito ang alam ng ating mga kababayan.
We're pausing for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Many passengers are still confused over bus line Victory Liner's implementation of new window hour departures. Here's the story.
Fred, a passenger headed to Tuguegarao, started lining up at Victory Liner's bus terminal in Cubao at 9 p.m. Wednesday. What welcomed him at the terminal is a huge number of passengers also waiting to catch a bus.
Dali lang sana kung na-inform sana lahat na last days, gano'n. Hindi ba naman nasabihan, pero syempre hindi prepared na gawin yung adjustment na 10 pala mag-i-start alis yung mga buses. Yung pinakaunang bus 10, tapos bibigyan sila ng stop.
Fred was supposedly given a stub, saying that he is 300 in line. This means the earliest he can get a ride is by morning.
Isa na yung tao na gano'n yung oras ng pagbiyahe. Ilang oras kayo nagantay? Sa akin, 300 yung number ko eh. Imagine mo yung mga nasa number 1, mga last days pa ng umaga yung mga yun.
Some of the passengers have even started lining up by yesterday afternoon, just so they can get a bus ride to North Luzon. This as the window hour trips of Victory Liner take effect. The bus line says they can only enter and leave Metro Manila from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. This group of hikers also waited hours just to get a bus ride from Cubao to Bataan. They felt confused over the long waiting time.
Kanina pa kaming mga 1 a.m. naghihintay, medyo wala pang dumarating. Dati naman kasi hindi naman kami nahihirapan. Anytime meron naman available na bus. Ngayon medyo, ewan ko bakit. Bakit wala kang available na bus ngayon.
Our team also attempted to ride a bus to Dao, Pampanga. We lined up by 11 p.m. to get a ticket. We got a ride past 1:30 a.m. It took us an hour to get to our destination. In Dao, Pampanga, we found some passengers like Annalie, who are already sleeping on the terminal seats. Annalie said she's tired from traveling all the way from Cagayan de Oro to the terminal, believing she will be able to get a bus to Pampanga, where she is expected by a sibling.
Kaya akala ko kasi mayroon pang biyahe papuntang dito sa Dao. Kasi dati mayroon naman alas 3. Yun, nagtaka, sabi na 10 p.m. Nagkuha ako ng ticket, nagbuka ako baka So sa tingin ko 10:40 yung hintay ako ng hintay. Sus, hirap talaga.
Some passengers who missed the window hours opted to transfer to other bus terminals. Dispatchers here in Dao are now explaining the new schedule to passengers eyeing to travel to Manila.
Pinapaliwanagan namin, sinasabi namin sa kanila. Yun yung inuutos din sa amin ng management. Kung ano po yung pinapatupad ng MMDA at LTFRB, yun lang po sinusunod namin. Hindi po kami lumalabag, sir.
The bus line also has a call for officials of MMDA and the LTFRB.
Mula alas 10 ng gabi hanggang alas 5 lang ng umaga sa EDSA po. Kaya binabawalan kami. Ang panawagan sana namin, sana ibalik na lang sa dati. Hindi na, marami rin kasi nahihirapan na pasahero, nakikita niyo naman.
Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. The World Health Organization reports that new weekly COVID-19 infections have dropped 24% globally. The WHO says all regions reported decreasing trends in the number of new COVID cases and deaths. The COMELEC has approved the request of the Agriculture Department to continue implementing its 500 million peso fuel subsidy program. This program, which was earlier suspended due to the election ban, seeks to provide farmers and fisherfolk with the 3,000 peso subsidy to be used for fuel products. And the country's tourism industry bounced back in 2021, according to the World Travel and Tourism Council. The International Council noted that the tourism industry contributed some $41 billion to the Philippine economy last year. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.